Hi, my name is Jamey Schrier, and if you are looking to differentiate your business, your practice, then you're in the right place, because today I'm going to share with you 3 really critical things that you can do that's going to completely separate you from the competition. And this is based on my experience having been in private practice for over 15 years and coaching hundreds of other practice owners grow and scale their business while actually working less in the business so they can enjoy life more. So whether you're physical therapy, pediatrics, mental health, or any of those industries, what I'm going to share with you is going to absolutely help. So let's dive in. Let me first give you the 3 areas, and then I'm going to take each one specifically, and I'm going to give you some examples of that. So number 1, it's about unique positioning. Number 2, patient delight. And number 3, it's about having a profitable financial business model. So let's take number 1, unique positioning. What does that mean? Unique positioning is really about becoming more narrow, becoming more niche as it is. Here's why, is when somebody asks you, imagine this, somebody goes, hey, I'm looking for someone to help me with my back. Do they say, I'm looking for a generalist? Please give me someone that's a generalist, that they dabble in the back, they dabble in the neck, they dabble in the foot. No, they say, do you have a specialist that can help me with my back? And this happens with all the industries. Mental health. Do you know someone that really specializes in kind of anxiety and stress for people that are more in the business world, executives and stuff like that? People want to know specialties because it helps them understand it better. And people feel that if you are more of a specialist, then you are more of an expert in that area than someone else who is an expert in a lot of areas. Does that make sense? If you are working with runners, you could say, we help runners prevent injuries and improve performance, right? Instead of like, well, we're just a general orthopedic PT place. You narrow that niche down. When I had my practice, we did this. You know, we wanted to focus more on cash-based services and move into more of a niche business when I kind of understood this concept. And we created programs for specifically runners. And actually, we narrowed it down even more, because we knew that the people that really were going to pay for not only programs for injury, but performance, were going to be runners of like half marathons, triathletes, distance runners, you know, people that are like all in to doing this. The next thing is, what is your methodology? When you have a process that's uniquely your own, like for me in this business Practice Freedom U, I have the Practice Freedom method. Our methodology is our process, how we take people through to help them get the results you want. People feel more trust when there's some process. And when it's a unique process, like a unique naming, when you name the process, you own it, it's even more important. So I'll give you an example. We're speaking about runners, right? How about the Runner's Performance Blueprint? Now, look, whether you like the name or not, you can decide whatever name you want. But if you have a name that no one else has, it further separates you than saying, oh yeah, no, we have one of those running things, those running performance things as well. Name it, uniquely naming it. And then the last thing you want to do is you need to become a celebrity. You need to be speaking of these topics, using social media, using blogs, using podcasts. Speak out in the community about this. You will become the expert on this, and that will attract more opportunities and more referrals and patients into your clinic. The second way to differentiate your practice, and this is a huge one, the customer experience. The way I look at this is I look at this as, first of all, you really need to understand your customer. Really get clear on their needs, on their wants, on their desires, understand their their challenges, their fears, their worries, like really understand those things so you can look at, well, where are the friction points that are in place between us delivering a great experience. I have a doctor, right? I have a doctor group that I see, and this is a medical doctor, and they switched over to a company that makes it very easy to set up appointments. I don't need to fill out a bunch of paperwork. They have an app that I use. I'm able to sometimes just speak directly to the PA or somebody. So what they're doing, and this is not by accident, what they're doing is they're consciously looking at where's the friction, where's the thing that just doesn't flow, that patients don't like. Intake and paperwork and things like that, we all hate that kind of stuff. So how do we make it more efficient? How do we make it easier? So that's what I mean by friction. Personalized checking in with people creates a better experience. The third thing is about meeting the community, right? Meeting the community where their needs are. So this is kind of, thinking outside of the box. I'm not just working only with one-on-one, but we provide support groups that are sponsored by your practice. And you can either charge for these or not charge for these. But what it does, it separates yourself from what everyone else is doing and helps you stand out. Patient delight, looking where the friction is, looking where you can create what I call wow. Where can you create just an amazing experience for people? So look at your practice and look at where you can do this, whether it's on the intake, whether it's on the visits, how the visits are done, how we can engage with people during their time. And then the third part here is a strong financial model. Now, you might be saying, Jamey, what does a strong financial model have to do with differentiating yourself? Well, let me ask you this. How many practices that you know that are truly financially stable and financially successful? My guess is you know a heck of a lot more that aren't. And that's one of the problems. See, one of the problems is we're not going to separate ourselves if we're struggling just like the next person. So having a strong financial model is important. It's critical. Not hopefully that you're going to be successful. The community wants you to be successful. They want you to be stable. They want you to be growing and evolving. And by the way, so does your staff. Premium pricing and high value offers. Provide an intensive therapy boot camp for sensory processing or speech delay, giving faster results in a condensed time frame. All right. So a boot camp. So this is a way to create additional revenue. Creating scalable systems, right? Implement a self-guided onboarding process where clients receive an intro video or an app access and self-assessment before they visit. This is exactly what my doctor group did. I get a video, I get the app, I get a tutorial. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm able to schedule, I'm able to get prescriptions, and all of it done without sitting on the phone talking to somebody. I love that. And then for my mental health people out there, how to create strong financial models is diversify revenue streams. So think about this. You're selling on-demand stress management courses, corporate wellness, consulting, online therapy intensives. These are things that you already have expertise in, but you're providing something that is different and that's unique that people will pay for. Those are the three areas. I mean, there's more, but those are three areas for how to differentiate your practice. So one is unique positioning, right? Create that niche. Two is patient delight. Look for where the friction is and figure out how to make it more smooth, and look for ways to create a wow experience. And then three is having a strong financial model. Here are the takeaways. Number one, be a specialist, not a generalist. Number two, make the process seamless for your clients. Seamless. Make it supportive, make it high touch, but it can also be high tech too. And then number three, create a business model that creates freedom. Scale beyond this one-on-one mindset of services. Use your unbelievable amount of expertise and wisdom and look for other ways to generate revenue, to offer services, to be the celebrity in your community. So I hope you learned at least one thing that you're able to apply in your practice. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am going to provide more and more videos around things to help private practice owners build and grow their business, not working harder, but working smarter so you can actually enjoy life again. I'll see you next time.